Should be live. Hello everyone, hello. Welcome to Photigy Q&A. I'm your host Alex Koloskov, and this Thursday, as usually, we're going to talk about your submissions on the our group for premium members. How are you doing, guys? I hope everything is fine. I hope you hear me well. I hope you see me well. Looks like, yeah, should be. And I'm going to review the very first submission from Nairi, right? Hello, Dario. Okay. So, Nairi, right? I see the same jewelry again and again. Why? Why are you stuck? Excuse me, on this subject? I mean, nothing wrong with it. However, it would be cool for you to choose different things, you know. Anyway, I think you perfected it. I think it's very good. It's done well. You really mastered of shooting this. It's a set, right? There are rings and stuff. And yeah, wow, man. Let's see. So what I can tell you, it's done nice. I mean, it's the image is really good, quality-wise. Well, everything. The background is biggest question here. So background could be different, and I think darker background really works well here. This green one works well too. The only thing that you can try next time. I wanted to say AI, but no, it shouldn't be AI. It doesn't matter. But what I was trying to tell you that you can try to create a background that doesn't look like a digital one. So here it's fine. I mean, it's like just like a poster sort of thing, right? But think about making background. Sometimes my eye that will look like some sort of like a background with spot or with some sort of gradient or whatever that may look more natural and well just to make it a little bit different. Excuse me, I have ice. Something is getting my ice in the morning and I couldn't get out of it. So because beside the background, I mean the rest looks really good. And you can only play with this. And I think you can try darker ones just to see how it will look like. It should be good. It should be better than the white one. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna play with it with AI. I don't know. You've seen this post, guys. I didn't sleep all night. I was doing this stuff. It's very cool, very useful thing found for us, for photographers. Something about relighting things. Okay, you mean with AI. So, Nairi, there is not much I can tell you in terms of how to improve it because, like I said, it's perfected. It's very good. You mastered it. There is something. Look at this. When we have those bright reflections on your jewelry and darker background, it looks nice. There is something interesting in this and different from most of your shots of this product. So you may think to play a little bit more with this style. I'm talking about darker background and some brighter reflections on this neck, on the pendant and everything. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't, right? This is perfect lighting setup. This is what I would do for this type of subject. So camera through the little hole on the diffuser, all looks good. So good job, man. Thank you. Good job. Hello, Carol. Okay, let's move on. Svetlana, let's see. Something new. I love something new. Okay. Whoa. Very nice and clean setup, what I can tell. And I'm wondering, is it like you made this tank yourself? It's an unusual shape. It looked like the shape I made yourself. So, Svetlana, what I can tell, it's very creative. It has very interesting look, but there is one problem that I see here. That actually I don't see. I mean, I don't see much of the subject. It's getting lost. I can't really, I mean, I need to take time and some extra attention to see where the shape of the subject, or the shape of this jar, the perfume, this Yves Saint Laurent, because the shape of it is irregular, right? And it has some liquid in it, and it has some metal, so it's a little bit, many details on it. And you have everything on the background, all these things with tons of details as well. And even more, the texture of it, the look, the surface look similar to the subject. So your subject is glass covered with water, right? So it's kind of slick, this kind of reflective type of surface. And you have those stones, and the rest is covered with liquid as well, and it has lots of wrinkles and stuff. So all this with reflections makes our subject getting lost a little bit. Okay, and it's sad because the whole thing, like the background looks really good. It's interesting. I love this very unusual, almost like a glitterish liquid. I don't know what did you do with it. Those rocks that are glossy, covered with wet. And the subject, it actually looks really nice. But together they not complement each other. They fighting for attention. And it should be no fight. It should be, I should look at the subject directly. And look at this, the cap. It's black and it's getting lost a little bit on these black rocks. For example, this right side of the cap, I don't see anything there. I mean, I don't see the shape, really. It's almost like it ends somewhere here and there is a rock, but probably it's a reflection from rock. So the definition is slightly undefined. So, Svetlana, what I was saying. It's very creative. It's very good picture. It's technically it's done well in terms of reflections, because I love the metal. I love the way that glass look like. But because it's a little bit too messy, things get lost a little bit. What I would do, there are two options on this. First, you can get no rocks, but more like liquid, and this thing standing or laying down on this liquid, or rocks, but they not covered with liquid that much. They should be not glossy, the subject on those rocks, and let's say liquid all around somehow. So something that will separate background and our subject. It can be depth of field. Who knows? Maybe you can build the rocks a little bit higher. They put this jar on top of it, have liquid and everything around, but it will be out of focus slightly. Again, it will work fine. Our eye will distinguish it and immediately pick the subject. Here, it's not there yet. Okay. Yes, Carol. Yeah, you see, Carol, seen there's two lighting. Actually, it's interesting what you said. Lighting. What would you do different in terms of lighting, Carol? Here, because I see, because of all this liquid, whenever you put, well, the only thing probably that will work here without changing the composition, maybe less reflective lighting, so it will be less reflection from the frontal surface. But let's say, I'm just thinking, what if we have some spotlight on the side, a little bit from behind, let's say from that side, which will hit this jar from that opening. I mean, not opening, but 1 second. from this side, just thinking, you know, sharp light that will make this thing glow. Then maybe some spot reflection for the metal, so it will be look glossy. But all this, all this may look darker. There is will be less reflective, you know, less reflection, because it won't be getting that much reflection from a big diffuser. Maybe this will work, you know, it will be more like a dramatic shot with more, again, if jar will be glowing inside, if you hit it with the light somehow from other side. This may work. So Carol saying that why silver behind Snooten object? Yes, Snooten object, something like that, yeah. Yeah. Long exposure. Well, not sure about Dario, about long exposure. It's relatively long here, because I think it's almost like a motion blur. Not actually, not motion, it's more like this of field. So this liquid that kind of sits on top of the of these rocks, it's like it's a moment, right? Somehow it's not sitting there forever. It's like it's a high speed basically shot. So yeah, thank you, Carol, thank you guys for ideas. So Svetlana, there is a huge potential in this. You hit in the right direction, but I think you need to think. I think you need to think how you can sell it. There is a way to make it better, to improve it. So I encourage you to work more on this. Really, the lighting setup that you have, I mean, I hope it's still there, and try to play with it a little bit more. So instead of this large diffuser on top, maybe you should get something smaller or less liquid. Well, think about it. Yeah. Thank you, Svetlana. That's good. Love this work. Okay, what next? Dario. Now you got your watch. Let's see. Wait a minute. Is it the same watch that I was talking about a while ago? This one. Wow, you made a good progress. I mean, it's like every time. Yes, okay, I remember. And then it was before even the shot was like this, right? Okay. Yes, and now you got this. 1 second. So what I can tell? Wow, this is the best so far. This is the best from what all these shots of this watch that I've seen. I like it. The metal, the internals that is visible, looks really good. I don't see it like, like cheap or off, stuff. It's nice and polished. Yes, much better. So the watch looks really good. The reflection and everything, it's nice, very nice. The way that you lit it, the wristband, that it goes into the darkness, that's perfect. Everything's, I really like it. Yeah. I'm thinking about this wood and the background. I love the reflection from the wood. Okay, I love it from here. So it's really nice. The only thing now, it's not a big deal, but since this piece of wood sits not like this normal surface, but like on a side a little bit, on a corner, and this on a corner, somehow I feel that this it's a little bit imbalanced, the shot, because of this, relatively bright piece of something, and then the watch. The watch still pops out, so not a problem with this. But somehow I want it. It's a feeling. It's not like even here. It's a feeling. I want something on this corner as well, a little bit. Maybe, a little spot or maybe something. So just thinking that if you would have, just an idea, other piece of this driftwood or whatever, far behind on that corner, really dark, out of focus, but still visible that there is something similar to this. To this driftwood over there. Maybe it will balance, somewhere like between these two things. Imagine that there is a driftwood that goes from the point of the focusing point all the way to somewhere to the next corner, and it gets blurred, and we have this watch sitting there. So I'm just thinking again. Hi Shivam, glad that you came. So this is what I'm thinking. It's only about composition. So somewhere like a piece of driftwood, somewhere here, but really, really dark. Another option, it will be there, this to make it slightly darker as well. So basically like vignetting, just to make it a little bit more balanced, center it. So the brightest part will be in center. Right now, it's kind of on a corner, the bright and everything, the empty and rest. This is the only thing that I have in mind when I look at it, and I just was trying to express it in words. But the subject is really, really good. That's perfect. I love the definition and everything. Yeah, it's possible to do a little bit more cleaning. I'm talking about these little things on here, little dots. You see this little reflections on something that's supposed to be like polished metal. I mean, it's not polished, but just little dots. We usually perceive them as dust. When there is dust on the metal, it looks like little bright dots. So I would just, if you have extra time, just a little bit clean here and here, these little pieces. If you just will have spare time for this. Yeah. So try to darken this one. You can actually try to clone, let's say you have this piece of wood without watch, or even with watch. Maybe you can clone it somehow and process, make it like out of focus and something on that side. Or maybe just make it darker here and it will be enough, and it will be nothing there. For example, another idea was like this, with a little bit darker corner, the wood corner, a little bit darken it. If you will have some spot behind, again, very low brightness, but imagine there is like a halo somewhere behind the watch that centers the whole thing. Again, it will work. I think it will kind of balance this. Alrighty, so great work. Thank you, Dario. I really like what you did. So, Carol, now let's see. It's your first time switching jewelry. Well, you're good, man. You're good at what you do with your camera. Yeah, Dario, and thank you. So, interesting ring. It's good. Yeah, by the way, talking back to Dario composition, you see, if it would be, imagine, Dario, that on this shot it will be completely dark upper right part. It will be imbalanced, so there is visible something on the top right corner, right? And it balanced the whole thing. So this is something that I was thinking about your shot. Carol, I think it's good. It's good. Let's go through everything. This one, I would crop it. I would definitely crop this part, so make it like a square, more like a square. So this is how I see it. There is no reason to make it like that. No, I'm gonna review it. It just, since they are relatively on the same level, yeah, all these shots, so it will be not a problem. It's still the same photographer doing them, the same quality. Yeah, definitely I would do the crop, then yeah, it's out of focus a little bit, but it's fine. Okay. That's what I was listening to my feelings about all this. Yeah, okay, I see. I understand. Yeah, crop. It's not. I mean, it's not a mistake. Crop. It's the easiest way to do is all our photography. Okay, let's move on. Very nice rocks that you got underneath. It resembles the subject, like those pieces of little gravel, whatever in this, whatever other rocks. It's much resembles this jewelry ornament or whatever you call it, and it's cool. The way that you choose this, I mean, the propping, it's super good. I mean, I like it. It just, this is why you're a good photographer. You have a good eye and you can find good ingredients for your shot. How many times I've seen great cool background, cool subject, but together it doesn't work. For you, most of the time, well, I think everything works really well. So keep it going. Have a good eye. Yeah. Don't see. Again, beside crop, nothing that I would do really different. This is nice. Wow. Wow. Nice. Almost like a lizard. What is sticking this? I mean, yeah, I understand. It's a wood. But I don't think it was to be sticking out there. It's kind of... I just... Oh, well, it's a gradient. So if you can take it out, I think it will make it work. It's fine to have it, behind here inside that ring. But this just because it's like... I don't know. My first impression, first feeling was like, what is that? So you may consider taking it away. But it's gradient. It's not easy there to feel it. Here I love the texture. It's very nice. Very nice. Interesting reflection over here. You get reflection from this part, which probably non-glossy. This sort of like a wooden part, and then almost no reflection, completely dark. So this one, I'm wondering about this little dusty stuff. You didn't clean it. That looks like it was after post-production, but just little things on the ring. It looks like really like a dust. On the previous ring, it's not because of the texture of it, but this one, it does look, especially on this black. I would take them away, just a little bit more clean up. But nice, yeah. Beside the little crop. Yeah. It's good. Very good, Carol. Very, very good. Okay. So here, well, I love the glow from inside. It just really Lord of the Rings activated ring, like Sauron somewhere there. So beautiful, and this the ring looks just amazingly good. The only suggestion that I would give you on this one is to probably do something with this wood. It's lots of texture, lots of relatively bright texture, right? And while it's not brighter than the subject, it's still kind of... It's the similar issue with the Dario when the lower, it's a little bit in balance. So the lower part of the frame is kind of really heavy with texture and everything, and the upper part is kind of empty. Not much, but I mean, not completely. We see some stuff there. But so what I'm saying, maybe you can do vignetting here on the bottom, just like, beside cropping it. Crop is always option, you understand it, right? So here you can just, make these things darker, all this. Yeah, like that. Just naturally darker, like it's a spotlight or whatever. So this will be center, and I think it will be nice. Darker and maybe getting a little bit out of focus, but probably getting darker will be enough. So it will be less texture, it will be just this part, and should be fine. Clarity, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. If you take away clarity and saturation on this, it may work. But I also will put brightness a little bit down, on especially in the corners. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. There is like it's basically the same brightness starting from here almost all the way to the down. I would reduce it here. Yeah, thanks. Glad you like it. Yeah, try it. This is kind of relatively easy thing in Photoshop. You can try and see yourself will it work or not. Okay. Good job, Carol. Thank you. And we have more. It's the same ring, right? Same. I mean, the from previous shot. Different lighting, and it looks quite different. Nice. Actually, this is a cool ring. I would buy something like this to myself. I would wear. I don't usually wear anything. I used to wear the Aura. Yeah, this kind of measure device ring, but I lost it somewhere. Anyway, wondering how much it cost. Beside crop, what else? Okay. So all is good. The subject is no question. It's really good. Again, I'm questioning this bright area. Maybe it's worth to make it the brightness almost equal to this one. So this part and this could be, well, basically the bottom could be a little bit darker. This is what I'm saying. Just a little bit darker, so it will be really. It's already brightest point, but it's small one. This one, but I think it will make nice if you will just make it a little bit brighter. Because you see, if I crop that brightness, it's immediately kind of a little bit more balanced. So that's it for this one. The rest is nice. Oh, good one. Again, the choice of the background and the subject, that's perfect. Dario, look at this. Background is super textured, right? But it's not so bright. And it works really well with this slick and polished subject. Right? No, Dario. It's for Svetlana. No, I was kind of talking back to the Yves Saint Laurent type of shot. I mean the shot when background was interfering with the subject. Dario, you're good with the watch. So this is the perfect example of how background should complement the subject. Carol's subject looks good. Ring is nice and clean. And the out of focus part looks really well here, because sometimes it doesn't look good. But on your shots, it's perfect. It's no focus stacking, right? You just shoot it somewhere, I don't know, f16 or whatever, and it worked. Isn't it? No? Okay, good. Okay. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, nothing on this. This is perfect. Beside crop, but it's all good. Very good. The real reflection, that just very good. Yeah. Yeah, agree. That looks good. You shouldn't do focus stacking. It plays really well here. It's really, I mean, yeah, really showcasing the products really well. I love this reflection. This is the way that you have to do the any opening or whatever on the or gap between your diffusers and reflectors. This is how it should look like on the jewelry. This S-shape reflection with little gradient. So there is some gap or whatever, and this is where Carol catch it. This is perfect. This is perfect. And similar S-shape. It actually comes natural at this angle with this the bend of the surface. This is how it should look like if all done right. The gemstones, they look really nice. They glowing, so super cool. Again, the background, the table looks good. Complement this. There is some texture, not much, not bright. It's perfect. Love it. Even like this, huh? On the metal. Again, here, Carol and everyone, if these sticks, the metal sticks, would be in the focus, it would be bad, because they have almost same texture, same surface reflection as the subject, right? It's metal, it's glossy, maybe less polished, but still glossy. But Carol did it right. He used the focus, the depth of field, to separate subject from such kind of bright, naturally bright background. And a little bit of some sort of spot behind, so it's not complete darkness. That together, all it works perfectly well. I'm not really a big fan of this particular style, though. Just looking from outside a little bit. I like the previous one better, background wise. But I mean, this is good too. Subject is good. The ring, yeah, these dark areas. Again, what makes it look nice, polished and glossy? Polished because we have very beautiful gradients without anything there, and we have sharp cut-off lines, so it tells us that it's glossy. It's just super polished, but still glossy because it's not blurry. The reflection is not blurry, right? This is important, and this is done right. No, you did really good. If you tell anyone, in the group, go to, send it, submit it, post it on other groups and tell, hey, this is my first time with jewelry. I'm, trying. See what people will tell you. Well, probably they will critique because it's so easy and nice to critique, especially if you don't know how to shoot that well. But this is really good. This is really good. Okay. Is it Sony, the camera? Yeah. Nice. I'm missing shooting jewelry. That's my, beside liquids, was the favorite subject. So next stop for you, Carol, would be the good studio stand. Not this flimsy tripod. Really, the studio stand. You know what I'm talking about? This column, the big column one, and it's not for the room, for kitchen, looks like, where you're shooting. But well, I hope you will make tons of money with your photography, and you will get bigger studio, and then you will get this stand, because it helps. It's helping to shoot, especially jewelry, it's heavy. It's, you know, yeah. So good. Wow, so that was really reflective bars, but you catch reflection really nice and then make them look good. The dark, yeah. Oh no, not so glossy. So yeah, they were not really glossy. Okay, this is cool. Thank you for posting this behind the scene. Huh, yeah, nice. Cool idea. So next step, once you done, playing with this, next challenge would be to shoot video. You have continuous lighting. I mean, is it? But maybe it's not continuous. Maybe it's strobes. Well, it looked like it could be a strobe, right? Is it continuous or strobe? Anyway, video will be cool. Yes, Carol. What? Strobes. Okay. Then yeah, video will be next. So yeah, this is my examples of doing this. I eventually made, it was really long way to make the workflow to train Stable Diffusion to make it so it preserved text with help of community, with help of other guys who's doing the similar stuff. I was able to, without any Photoshop, preserve all the little details. And look at this. This is no Photoshop. So what I was telling you, it can relate your subject. First, it creates the background, and then it takes subject, which you see. This is how it looks like. It just, no spot behind. And here it makes it look like it was spot, especially in this place. So this is the beauty of the whole thing. And this is photography. Again, this is AI. No Photoshop, no touch-up at all. Imagine that I would Photoshop. And the quality of this is about like 1500 pixel on the largest side, but it's small. I didn't enlarge it, and could be enlarged by a lot. Same here. This is photography from one of my students, Ahmed. He let me use it, and I just put different prompt, and the lighting again, it changed the way that the subject lit. And just a few examples, but I have a lot of them. Excuse me. Okay. Question: what would be an average price for that kind of jewelry shots? How much would you charge as a freelancer? Well, it depends. Long time ago I start charging for the license. So I ask client how they're gonna use it, and the price would be different depending on the usage. When I was shooting, I was charging I think 180 per hour of shooting time, flat, like per hour. So let's say if I shoot jewelry for 5 hours, this is how much I will charge, like $800, right? But no license. And the license, if like from 1x, so like 180 more for something like a basic when you use for website or whatever. If it's worldwide, if it's for advertisement, I can, sometimes it was 3x on top. So $360 could be on top of the shooting time. Excuse me, what is going on? So try to see how they're going to use it, and build your price based on license. If they don't have money for unlimited usage, you can always tell him, tell them, okay, it will be less expensive, like, I don't know, 30% less expensive, 50% less expensive. If you buy it, let's say, for 1 year, you can sell them license to use images for 1 year, for little, for not much money, but then you build them again 1 year later, and if they're gonna use it, but they're gonna use it. So there are ways to do it. Like I said, I was doing $90 for post-production and $180 for shooting time. It was my creative fee, but it was like 10 years ago. So these days it can be more or can be less, depends on many things, because there is AI, there are different tools. So I'm not sure. Yeah, that's fine. 20 pounds. Yeah, the people, they think that if, especially if they have nice product, they say, oh, it's, I give you $100 and you keep the ring and you should be happy and you work from here. That's crazy. This is why, Carol and others, this is why I'm doing this. If someone want to pay you 20 pounds per image, why to let them go? I mean, if you're gonna shoot this for 20 pounds, you're gonna get broke. I mean, there is no way it will work. But if you can generate it, if let's say you take one picture and then generate 10 more with different things and charge for each one $20, 20 pounds, and generation, this takes 40 seconds. This way you won't lose clients. Cheap clients may be okay with less quality in some point, less size, but still creative results. So think about it, really. So we have two more. Let's finish this. Carol, in terms of level and everything, when I was starting shooting, working as a photographer, I was working as a programmer, IT guy in Verizon Wireless. I was making, I think, it was a little bit more than 100,000 a year. So it was a good salary, especially for Georgia, especially for 15 years ago. And I had my evenings, I had my weekends, so I was shooting for clients while working on the job. I mean, the permanent IT job. And that let me be very flexible with my pricing. What I was telling that I was never taking very cheap, I mean, selling my photography skills cheap. I was doing either free or charging good money. It was my policy, sort of like in my head, because I can do charity, I can do some good things for people, for businesses that I think worth it. So sometimes I just was helping them completely free, for mention, for maybe networking, for something. Or if it's paid, it should be normally paid. And I was okay letting people go if they want to pay only 20 pounds. So for me, it was easy to keep my price, but getting lots of experience if needed, because I can shoot for free completely. For you, it may be different, but what I was saying that it's a good idea not to lower your price, because it's harder to get it higher, especially when imagine that with relatively low pricing, you will start getting momentum, you will start getting customers coming, it will be networking, especially with jewelry, with stuff that people tell each other about good photographers, and you'll start getting more and more work, but it will be not much money. I mean, for each work, right, you will charge per hour. So you'll be like, okay, you need to raise prices to be more profitable and not to work 24 hours per day, right? And that will be the issue, because they know that you're not expensive. It was a part of the networking as you've been promoted through, those people. And when you start raising prices, you will lose clients, and, well, who knows where you can come. So it's harder to raise price. If you will be relatively high price at the beginning, it will be fine. Again, your level is high. I mean, quality of your work is really high. if even if you think you're not professional in terms of you started just recently, you're shooting in your kitchen, it doesn't matter. When people look at your photos, they wouldn't know that you're shooting in the kitchen. Okay, so your photography is at really high level. I know photographers who work full time, have studios, charging tons of money, and not even close to what you do in quality. Just keep this in mind and charge the ways that you feel good about doing this. Okay, or do it for free if you want. Just help. Okay. Saying that, I have this huge fly. I'm gonna do something about it. It's noisy. Okay, Carol. It's cool, each of these pieces looks good in terms of, lighting them. Thanks, Carol. Lighting them up, it's good. I don't see any issue with this, but altogether, probably the background is a little bit too bright for these bright guys. They're bright by themselves, especially this one, the clear one. And look at this. This is my monitor. You may have a little bit different picture, but I almost losing edge to the background. Almost losing. It's still visible, but so here is that case that I think background is not really perfect because it's too bright. Just look at this part. Look at this corner. Look at this. It looks beautiful. I mean, look at this background. This the gradient on this lip. I mean, the lip balm. That's perfect. And this one is darker here and it's brighter background. So altogether, it works really well for this one. Talking about the background. For this one, it's getting lost. It's like it's bright here, background is bright here, it's bright here, so there is no gradient, much of that gradient on the background. There is not much gradient on the subject, and it's getting lost. This one is sort of a little bit better because it's darker overall, but this is the best. So think about if it's a digital background, probably it is. Think about relighting it. Actually, this shot, wow, that could be really cool in stable diffusion that I was doing the relighting when it was changing the background. Could be super cool. I'll try 1 second just to see how it's gonna replace background, if it's gonna replace background. Okay, it's named cosmetics. 1 second. Cosmetics. It's gonna cut it out from the background. And what I can tell in terms of okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. The color of the background is from website. So, if you need to stick to this background, well, first of all, it could be darker. Okay, the background could be darker. And then it will work. Yeah, it will be nice. Super sticky. I see. Be careful with that background. Oh no, so it wasn't visible. Okay, I was talking about wood, that yellow, and it can cast stuff on your. So 1 second, let me do a little bit magic here. Okay, I'll show you what I'm doing, so you will be lost. So I have this huge workflow here, and we got this. I set it remove background and put something yellow and blue. Not sure why. We got it here, but this is not ready image. It just it's not there yet. So I'm going to make it lighting. Let's say we go some highlight like that with some spot over here. Okay, the mask will be introducing lighting. We'll see how this will work. And then when we got it, it's gonna create image. So instead of this, where it just pasted the subject, the cutout subject to the background, which doesn't look good. Here is it tried to relate it, which actually didn't work well, unfortunately. So this is where it can change, colors and everything. For this one, it didn't work. This, where is it? This was even like a little bit better. But anyway, to to tell you the idea, you see the darker background may work a little bit better. Again, this was a little bit too dark on generation, but yeah. Yeah, that was what it was. During the release. Anyway, let's move to next one. Okay, this is good too. It's still a little bit on the bright side. I see. So in general, I think it's slightly kind of too bright. This is the only the word that I can find. Because when I look closer, yeah, that it looks good. Like, okay, there is highlights, there is shadows, a definition, but from a distance, it almost look like slightly overexposed, or something is like probably just too bright. Okay. Because this, when you made it being overexposed on the white, you see this white and this white, so not sure. I really like a little bit more contrast. This looks a little bit oversaturated and over brightened to me, okay? In general. From far away, sometimes it's better. This is good, except the liquid by itself. Just because it has lots of bubbles in it, it doesn't look that sexy, unfortunately. Really, if it would be... This is better, the bottom one. But even less bubbles would be better. This one has tons of tiny little thingy, and it looks messy. It does look sexy. Sexy look of the clear liquid when it's transparent, right? When it's transparent and when we get in nice the highlighted area and dark areas like we see here. This is where it's like, oh, nice. But again, ideally, it shouldn't be that many bubbles. I understand, yeah, how you can get rid of it. It's really thick substance, but you can do something different. Maybe it was different. Use some resin, like epoxy, but not epoxy. Way too real. So something that thick. Maybe you can use how you call the thing that we add into liquid to make it thicker. There are thickeners, chemical thickeners different, so you can do some sort of like a jelly thing. Yeah, liquid won't cooperating, but it should cooperate. It really would be a nice shot, because look, the glass looks clear and nice. I understand the internals of this with all these little bubbles. So if it would be high-end shot, imagine that this brand will come to you and, okay, we have $100,000 for our ad campaign. You'll do tons of work for them, but this one of those shots. Imagine that you have lots of budget on this. So what I would do, I would open these guys, clean them inside, put some different liquid that won't give those bubbles. So refill them and do the same on top of this, on this shot. And it will be perfectly nice. It will be a few bubbles. 1, 2, 3. They will look really nice on clear liquid. And this is where it'll be super sexy. But, with this budget and stuff, maybe it will be easier to do 3D rendering even. But, well, we're talking about business. It's not about photography. Here is photography is good. Yeah, interesting thing, you see? This piece kind of look a little bit strange. I mean, it's natural. There is little thingy there. I would probably take away this little stuff. This little, talking about this little pimp, whatever you call it. Yeah. So, look at the background here. Maybe there is a way to improve it. Just play with, brightness. And yeah, liquids are not cooperating. Anyway, thank you, Carol. Good job. And Raphael. So, Carol, you're saying that it was a real liquid from the bottle. You shouldn't do this. When you shoot stuff like this, you shouldn't use, in most of the cases, you don't need to use actual liquid from whatever it is. You just need to make something to look like that. And in many cases, it's easier to do it yourself, to create that kind of liquid. That will look better, really. What would I use? Need to think how you call this. Well, like I said, food. It's food thickening. So there are some. I forgot. There are substances that if you mix it with water, it makes it really like a jelly, but not jelly that you can cut. Jelly that still in liquid phase. I need to think. I need to do research to tell you, but I would make it myself. Like I said, the simplest one that immediately came to my mind. Yeah, get some epoxy. Don't mix it together, because epoxy that looks like it's the same solidity with that. So I would use it without mixing components. Just to pour stuff and then clean it, and that's it. It's not meant too much of the epoxy resin, right? Okay, Raphael. Now we have something that looks really, really good. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Now that's perfect. That's paint. It's really, really, really good. Now I believe it, now I see it, now it makes sense, everything, and I don't know, but even the brush looks sexier. Let me look at the previous brush. Did you do anything to brush to make it look nice, besides putting it inside in the paint? I don't know, not much difference, maybe that one is brighter, but the one that you got here is really good. The brush, really, that's so good. Carol, yes, thank you. Glad that it worked. So, all will be good. No, it's not just you took my time. We all learn from your photos. Whoever will be watching this stream, because if you look on the YouTube on the previous streams, we have about like 500 views over a month or so. Lots of people watching this, and it's all very good. I hope that what I'm talking is useful and your photography is good. So it's all good. It's not like only for you. Raphael, very good homework. I mean, whatever you did, and you did it right with the actual paint, with actual glossy paint. I see in the reflection. Very nice, line. I even start smelling this paint, which is good. You know, I found this thing, it's interesting. When the shot done well, and there is something that I know the smell of many times, I really start feeling the smell. That's amazing how our brain works. But it's a good sign. That means, well, that means that I'm a little bit crazy, but the most of the thing that it's very good shot. Okay. Okay. So what I can suggest here, nothing. Really, Raphael, nothing. It's good. It's good. That's the best way to do it. Maybe just a crop a little bit. Maybe just like, if to be really picky, maybe I would crop it just like that to make it a little bit more balanced. See, a little bit more. So rule of thirds, you know, it's like basically I'm almost like I moved your subject a little bit towards center, just a little bit. The only thing that I would do. That's it. Okay. And yours is slightly, but it's simple crop. Nice, nice. Thank you, Raphael. Guys, thank you everyone participated in this call, in this Q&A. Thank you everyone who submitted images. That looks really good. I'm glad that you did it. I see you next Thursday. Have a good rest of your week. And those of you who didn't see this AI stuff, you can join me tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You just get registered, you know, AI Mastery Tools. There is links, and I posted. It's free. You just look at the technology, decide do you need to invest your money and time in this or not. It's up to you. Alrighty. Thank you, and see you next Thursday. Bye, guys. Alrighty. What do I do?